Amazon.com. First off, read this disclaimer carefully. And do your good deed of today by liking and subscribing. So here are the megatrends, and Amazon is to be found in the e-commerce theme. So performance-wise, it is outperforming the S&P 500, but there's been some pullbacks. So minus 38% here on average from the 52-week highs. And that just goes to show you that, long-short portfolios, equity, as an example, equity portfolios, they do certainly work in an overall bull market. If you look at Amazon, it is minus 13-ish% here from the 52-week highs, and, interestingly, 14% here from the 52-week lows. Okay, so here is Amazon's website. This company doesn't need a whole lot of introduction. It is the king of e-commerce. So when we jump here into the charts, so this is the big picture, weekly data points, and it is up an absolutely astonishing amount, almost 190,000% from when it went public. But throughout this major giga rally, it's had huge crashes. So it goes to show you that even if you are holding on to the future king of some theme, it's still a very good idea to take profits and to lock in gains and to have stops in place. So Amazon has had a little bit of a pullback, and we are testing the very important green 50-week moving average. You see that it's offered support way more often than it's offered resistance. So this is definitively, a very important moving average. So the primary assumption here is that, the bulls are going to step in. We did see that this week, even though we did have some selling, the bulls did come in to protect that level. Another key level here is this red 200-day moving average. But as you can see, it is relatively common for us to dip a bit below it. That happened here, 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 here. So it doesn't have the same importance as support as we saw here with the green 50-week moving average. So yeah, we have been consolidating now for a period. So when we look here at the other indicators, we have seen a pretty substantial deterioration here in momentum here from the MACD, bullish momentum. If we go here to the daily data points, as far as the relationship between price and the purple 20, green 50, and the blue 100-day moving average, you see that there's been these prior pullbacks that's been more of a clear moving average buy signal. Like here were pretty good times to get in. As far as the RSI goes, we recently did pull back to a level that, it has been bought for a longer period. So from a technical perspective, as long as the green 50-week moving average holds, the primary thesis would be bullish. However, if it were to become resistance, that would be a pretty significant game changer. So that would be, bearish. Looking here at statistical correlations between Amazon and the S&P 500, 87% positive, 92% positive with consumer discretionary. Interestingly, it's a bit weaker with the retail ETF, 78%, 67% the short-term S&P, and then 77% with XLI, 63% here with XRT. So you do have those relationships. Looking here at the seasonality. So we are currently in October. November is a very strong month over the last 5 years. The last 10 years, November is extremely strong, so it closes higher 89% of the time. Over the last 20 years, we are at 79% of the time. It closes higher than it opened, with an average gain of around 5%. So from a bearish perspective, I wouldn't want to short Amazon given the just obscene strength here of November. So that is something that could keep the bears away, or at least it means that the bears are less likely to have any kind of a big position. So here is Finviz. We recently bounced here from a trend line, so that corroborates a bullish thesis. Looking at the analyst price targets, Yeah, I mean, they are pretty significantly above the current stock price. And if we can look at Cohen's price target, they suggest a 31% upside. That is bullish. Going here to Saks.com, number 3 hold, D value, A growth, C momentum. Industry rank, bottom 27%, no dividend. So yeah. So certainly from a seasonality perspective, the primary take here is bullish. The fundamentals also have a bullish lean to them. So if I were to sum up my take here for Amazon, we do have a very clear technical level to look at. That green 50-week moving average, it's been support for such a long period, and the time when we did dip below it here in August, the next week we had a strong rally. So the bulls have shown themselves to be able to protect that support level. Here as well, during this period, buy. They kept in there, kept buying at that level. But there's a huge but here. Given that we have this super important support level in play, we have strong seasonality for November for sure. Fundamentals are looking decent. All the stars are aligning themselves for a rally. But if the bulls do not show up, that will then be interpreted as a very bad signal, because that would be a game changer. So that's just something to be on the watch out for. So even though, yes, my take is currently bullish, but that bullishness is very contingent on that moving average holding. So I think that is just one of those things to be aware of when it comes to the market, is that it's all based on expectations. So if there's many reasons to be bullish, and the stock, as an example, does not go up, then that will all of a sudden shatter that framework for that stock. And all of a sudden, we can go from very bullish to very bearish, because what was supposed to happen didn't happen. Okay, whatever you do, of course, you want to let the trend be your friend. You want to, be market neutral. And given that Amazon is a huge, mega cap stock, we're talking about, it is literally approaching, 2 trillion with a T dollars in market cap. So if we did see a pullback here in Amazon, it will have a very substantial effect on the overall stock market, especially, of course, the Nasdaq.